Hi. Recently I was asked to explain what is meant by high key painting. Hi, I'm Gail Sibley, and in this demo I'm going to be showing you how to paint a high key painting. Now, it all comes down to values, and if you watched any of my other videos, you know I'm really big on values. It's a favorite topic of mine. So imagine a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being your lightest lights, 10 being your darkest darks. If we were just talking white and black, it would be white, grays down to black. Now, when we usually paint, we will be all over that value scale. We'll have some lights, some really great darks, and a lot of mid-tone. In a high-key painting, we're only going to be using the upper part of that scale. So we'll be definitely up in the 1, and then we might go down to 5, 6, maybe 7 being a darkest dark. But primarily, the painting is going to be in that upper part. So that is what makes a high key painting, and it will all make more sense when you watch the demo. And for this demo, I'm going to be using Schwenke's 20-piece starter kit. Comes in a beautiful wooden box, and I'm going to be using only the upper part of this box, which has been arranged into values. So this is going to be my darkest dark. I'm not using any of these pastels in this video, so only these ones. So let's go create a high key painting. Here's my Wallace paper toned with watercolor and a very simple vine charcoal drawing, just indicating the vase and the 2 daisies that I'm painting. And as is my habit, I'm going to be applying the 3 main values in 3 colors, cheating a little because I added that blue. That green that I've put in there, that is my darkest dark. And then my mid-tone is that ochre color, and of course all the white is the light value. And everything has to relate to that green. I can't go any darker than that, so all of the colors have to be lighter than that green. And remember, I'm working with a limited palette, and so I have limited choices of color and values, so I have to make it work. Sometimes I have to layer a lighter color over darker color to get that light value, because I am restricted with the pastels that I have at my disposal. And the light source is coming from the left-hand side, and the daisy on the left is lit up more than the daisy on the right. And as you can see, there's a blue color on the daisy on the right, which is indicating the shadow on the white daisy. So it's not a dark shadow, but you still get the feeling that there is a shadow on that daisy, as opposed to the one on the left that is completely in the light. And I chose objects that were light because I wanted to do a high key painting. So I have white daisies, I have a white surface that the vase is standing on. The vase is clear, and the background is a mid-tone. Now in reality, that background is a beige color, but I took artistic license and decided to make it more of a warm color, because I wanted it to relate to the whole. I like the idea of the yellows and the greens and the whites with those little blue pieces of cool. Now, I could have chosen to make the shadow darker, the inside of the daisy darker, but I wanted to do a high key painting. Now, a high key painting gives you a light and airy feeling. It's not dramatic, but it gives a certain feeling, and you can choose to make a painting high key if you want to. You just need to choose the pastels that are on the lighter side of the scale and choose which one is going to be your darkest dark, and then everything will be lighter than that. Everything is relative to each other, so there's still a light, a middle, and a dark, but just remember the dark is not in those dark pastels in your pastel box. This pastel took me about 35 minutes, and it speeded up to about 3 minutes. So you don't see the sort of deliberation and that goes on making these comparisons. And there are the 8 pastels I used, you can see how light they are against that black background, which would have been, you know, like on a scale would be the darkest dark. And there is the final painting. So did that explain what a high key painting is? I do hope so, but if you have any questions, just leave them below. Remember, it helps everybody, so don't be shy about leaving your questions. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll like it and share it. And of course, if you want more videos like this, do subscribe below. Thank you so much for being here with me. I should have just kept going. What a high key painting is? Well, it's a good question. Recently I've been asked to, let's go make a high key painting. Make a high key painting? Ah! Okay, it's not that kind of high key.